In this video, I will show you how to stop paying for AI and automation. I will show you in simple steps how to set up your environment and start working with AI. So let's get into it. I will be using Docker for my installations. So if you don't have Docker installed, you may need to install it. In my case, I'm using a Windows machine and I'm using Docker desktop under the Linux subsystem. So let's start with the requirements first. What are we going to build? So in this case, we are going to build a receipts processor. Basically, we take a picture, we go to Walmart or TG Maxx, wherever we go, we take a picture, we upload that to our computer, and then we are going to process the image and extract data from it and put it into Excel. So it will be, let's say, a complex and at the same time a simple test scenario, but that's not the main goal of it. The idea is to set up the flow that we need to follow in order to complete this. So we are going to use this stack. We are going to use N8N as the automation tool locally in our computer. We are going to use AnythingLLM as our API provider, and then we are going to use Ollama as our LLM manager. I want to take a second to explain the stack because I think that this is the most important part of it. We have three big elements here. We have our LLM provider, Ollama. It's basically the one that you install the LLMs. Then you have AnythingLLM. It offers you an API integration with the world. So AnythingLLM is connected to Ollama, and below Ollama you have your models, and then from anything it has a standard API that you can just replace your LLM and call it and test and play around with different models. For example, in our case, we are going to use Gemma, the Google model. It was released, so we are going to use that one. I don't know if it is Gemma or Gemma, the pronunciation, but that's the one I'm going to use. I tried multiple and this one works very good for our case. As I mentioned, for this project, I'm using Docker desktop in my Windows computer, and I installed the Portainer extension. It's just a double click on install. Then we can go to Portainer. Portainer has the term stack here. I already created one. And the stack, it's basically that you can define a composer YAML file. And this way, basically, you create everything with just one file. In this case, I'm creating a new stack called AnythingLLM Ollama and N8N. You can give any name, and then you can paste this this YAML file. So with this file, you have everything that you need. You have N8N, you have AnythingLLM, and you also have Ollama. Important things to notice here is that I'm using a predefined network that it's shared across the three instances so they can communicate. This is especially designed for the communication between AnythingLLM and N8N. Then something that it's also important to notice here is this mapping, this volume mapping for N8N. I'm basically telling N8N to use this folder in my computer and map it to this folder inside the container. This is because I will place the images in this folder, and this way it will be visible for N8N. We just need to click deploy stack and it will create the three containers for us, as it is here, this one. You see it has three containers, one per type, and then it also gives us the URL that we can click and go to check the status of it. Now let's confirm that our three applications are running properly. You can go to the browser, clicking the port that you saw, and you should see this. First, Ollama is running for Ollama. This is the confirmation that Ollama is working. Then for AnythingLLM, you should see something like this. You may need to do the initial setup. It's very simple. Choose Ollama as a provider and then just click next. Same for N8N. You just need to follow some simple step. It will send you a key to your email and then just activate it and you will see something like this. Let's get to AnythingLLM 1 second. This is, let's say, the trickiest part, but it will be simple anyways. Once you have Ollama running and you have your AnythingLLM, you can come to the settings, you click LLM, and you will see here Ollama, and then below Ollama you will see your models. In this case, you can see the Gemma tree. This is the model I'm using. I did test for multiple of these models. For example, with Llama, I did some testing and it's so slow in my computer. It's only 8 gigabytes NVIDIA GPU. But after trying multiple models, some of them were not very accurate for image processing, and some of these are not even for image processing. And in the end, I tried the Gemma 3 model, and this one, it's working so good in my computer. This one is fast, accurate, and easy to, I mean, it was easy for me to run. So once you have this set up here, you can, this is one trick that I didn't know. And I had so many troubles connecting N8N to my anything. You come to the developer, you need to generate your key. You will need it later from N8N, and click read the API documentation, and it will take you to this page. This is, I think this is Swagger page, I don't know, looks like. And here you can paste your API key. Paste it. I will show you why it's important for you to come to this page. You are logged in, authorized, scroll down to, where is it? OpenAPI. This is the API standard that I'm going to use. Sorry, OpenAI standard. And this one, try it out. I will just do one simple question like, what is AnythingLLM? Remove all others. And I will get the workspace from the workspace chat. This is my workspace name. Paste it in the model here. Set a stream to false. A stream is basically to get the response as it is being generated. So I don't want that. I want a single chunk. And click execute. Hopefully we got it working for since the first call. It takes a couple of seconds. And then you get the response. I am not worried about the response, but I want to show you this URL output. This will be very important for the next step. So keep in mind this text. It is important to mention that the model parameter, in this case, I'm specifying the workspace because I wanted to use just whatever model, let's say Gemma, Llama, whatever it's behind this workspace. But you can specify here a model itself. How do you know which model or a string to put in there? You can go to AnythingLLM, and here in the LLM providers, you will see all the models that you have installed in your Ollama. So you can type this name in that model and it should work as well. Also, I want to mention very quick, this is a side topic. AnythingLLM, you can also use it to, you can also use AnythingLLM as an AI chat. It will keep the context. You can keep a conversation with it. What is the capital of France, for example? And you can attach files. It is taking a while. This is the first time I call it. You can attach files. You can do many things with AnythingLLM. That's a side topic. You can do some more research. I just wanted to mention in case you want to do a deeper research in just the use of AnythingLLM. Okay, at this point, we have everything set up for our use case. Okay, these are the files that we are going to process, the file receipts, and then these receipts we are going to process from N8N, and as I mentioned, call the AI API, get a response, and store into Excel. So let me go to N8N. I already have it installed and set up. Then I will put this workflow in the comments. Ideally, you can create your own workflow based on what we are going to discuss here, because this is just an example to understand all the integration. And let me go one by one. So these are nodes, and it starts with a click. Basically, I will execute it manually, but basically it executes a click, then it goes and read the files, then it converts the images into base 64, Then we go and call HTTP with an HTTP request. We go and call AnythingLLM. We get a response. We do some data manipulation in order to convert the output into Excel format, and we store the output in a file. Let me run it. As you can see, it says 4 items because it is reading 4 images from our shared directory. Remember that we created a shared when we did the YAML file. So that's why we needed that in order to move the files from Windows into the Docker. Then actually it runs very fast. But after we run it, it's good because we can check how how N8N works. For example, this node, it is telling us that these are the 4 files that it was able to read. This is input, let's say stage or processing phase, and output. You can see it in different formats. Then we convert the files to binary, base 64. Just do the conversion for the data. We can see it as JSON here. And then same for the output. It's just, we may need to download, actually I can click here and we can see the base 64. So this is the output in the data field. Then the HTTP request, this one is the important part. Okay, we have, for example, this is an input that I can show the 4 of them. You see, this is a big one. This is what we are sending to AnythingLLM. How to configure this? Because I had so many issues figuring it out. And I found out that you can use import CURL. And remember what I told you from AnythingLLM, the documentation. You can copy the CURL from here, paste it in here, here. You do import, you paste it in here, and just do import, and it will set up everything for you. The only thing that you need to do is replace localhost with AnythingLLM because it didn't work for me. So I found out that you need to use AnythingLLM because that's why we have the shared network for it to communicate the underline. And then it's all set. One step, this is important. Actually, let me copy this to VS Code so that I can explain the payload, the input, and the format that I'm sending to the AI API. Okay, I'm saying these images are received, extract the total taxes, store name, and try to guess a category from it, and return a JSON object. Actually, you can specify the object shape if you want here with these 4 fields. Then I'm passing the image, and the image is base 64, and this is a placeholder for it to get the value from N8N itself. So I'm specifying the model as we did before, and everything is the same. So let's go back to anything. So let's go back to N8N. So here you can see the data field. You can drag and drop. N8N, it's so flexible. It's a great tool. So if you want, you can drag and drop here, and that's how I put it, this placeholder here. Once we execute, it takes a couple of seconds, and we get the response. We already got it, so I don't want to wait for it. But actually now I may need to execute it again because otherwise I don't have the file. Yeah, I don't have the file. Let me see if I can execute it. Yeah, this uses the last execution. It creates the file. We can download. And let me show you what it looks like. We have the total, taxes, store name, and category, plus the values extracted from the image. This is just a very simple example, but I think it opens the map of possibilities for you to do more research and add just this to your needs and requirements. But I think this is just so nice to have. So please tell me, what do you think about it? If I missed something, you can leave it in the comments and we can discuss. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. See you in the next one.